Good morning, fellow commission members, staff members, and guests. Today's date is Friday, September the 22nd, 2017, at approximately 9:30 a.m. I'm David Brown, your commission vice chair. I will now call the order of the meeting of the Tennessee Private Investigation and Polygraph Commission. Since we have commission members that are attending by telephone conferencing, it's going to be necessary to have a roll call vote after each vote. And I will call upon our executive director, Cody Vest, to handle this roll call at this time.
All right, thank you. First off, before I do the roll call, we do want to welcome our newest commission members. That is Robin Johnston and Stuart Bain. And we certainly appreciate you coming in, devoting your time to be able to serve on the commission. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to do a roll call. I do ask everyone to please lean up, sit up straight, however, and speak into the microphone. Walt Valentine?
Here.
Dr. Rich?
Here.
David Brown?
Here.
Rick Jones?
Here.
Robin Johnston?
Here.
Larry Flair?
Here.
Stuart Bain?
Here.
Alan Russo?
Here.
Jerry Richards? Let the record show that Jerry Richards is not present at the commission meeting, but you do have a quorum.
Okay, thank you, Executive Director Vest. Next item for approval is the agenda. I'd like to ask if each commission member has received and had time to review a copy of the agenda, and if so, is there a motion to adopt this agenda?
I so move.
We have a motion by Dr. Rich,
Second.
second by Walt Valentine. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Roll call.
Walt Valentine?
Aye.
Dr. Rich?
Aye.
David Brown?
Aye.
Rick Jones?
Aye.
Robin Johnston?
Aye.
Larry Flair?
Aye.
Stuart Bain?
Aye.
Alan Russo?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Executive Director. Next item for approval is the minutes from the July 21st, 2017 meeting. I'd like to ask if each commission member has received and had time to review a copy of those minutes, and if so, is there a motion to adopt those minutes?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, to accept.
Motion by Larry Flair to accept.
I'll second.
Second by Rick Jones. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Cody?
Walt Valentine?
Aye.
Dr. Rich?
Aye.
David Brown?
Aye.
Rick Jones?
Aye.
Robin Johnston?
Aye.
Larry Flair?
Aye.
Stuart Bain?
Aye.
Alan Russo?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right. Next on the agenda, we have the legal report by Assistant General Counsel Lindsay Shepard. Would you please do so, Assistant Counsel?
Yes. So I've got how many cases on here? 10 cases, and I believe this board likes me to read them into the record. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So case number 1 and 2 are related, so they have a joint summary. Those case numbers are 2017-036-971 and 2017-037-041. These cases arise out of 2 identical consumer complaints filed against both respondent as an individual private investigator and respondent's private investigator company. Complainant alleges that they hired respondent to investigate who is infringing on their product distribution rights. Complainant alleges that they never received a final report from respondent. Respondent claims that he did put the report on hold until payment had been rendered. The invoice was paid when he was out of town, so that further delayed the sending of the report. Respondent then sent the report to his contact, whom unknown to respondent had been transferred out of complainant's office. Respondent claims that he has sent the report and that the issue has been resolved. There is no rebuttal from the complainant to contradict this. Recommendation is to close both 2017-036-971 and 2017-037-041.
We have a motion.
I move we approve council's recommendation.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Dr. Rich, second by by Rick Jones. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Roll call, please.
Walt Valentine,
Aye.
Dr. Rich,
Aye.
David Brown,
Aye.
Rick Jones,
Aye.
Robin Johnston,
Aye.
Larry Flair,
Aye.
Stuart Bain,
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
All right, cases number 3 and 4 are also related. Those are case numbers 2017-037501 and 2017-037521. These cases arise out of 2 identical consumer complaints filed against both respondent as an individual private investigator and respondent's private investigator company. Complainant paid respondent $500 on April 4th, 2017 to investigate her ex-husband during her divorce proceedings. Complainant alleges that respondent did not provide any documentation to her during the first 2 weeks of investigation. Complainant initiated a chargeback for the $500 on April 22nd, 2017. Complainant alleges respondent then called her and said he would give her everything she needed, but that it would cost her an extra $1,000. Complainant reversed the chargeback and gave respondent the additional $1,000 on May 1st, 2017, half of which was in cash. Complainant alleges respondent then stopped returning her phone calls. Complainant then reinitiated the chargeback on May 19th, 2017. Complainant assumed the $500 in cash was a sunk cost. Complainant alleges respondent then called her ex-husband's attorney. The ex-husband's attorney then subpoenaed all of respondent's information, correspondence, and records. Complainant claims respondent called her on June 3rd, 2017, and told her that he would testify against her in court if complainant didn't pay him the $1,000 she charged back and delete any negative reviews. In response, respondent claims he regularly communicated with respondent via texts and calls. Respondent admits to refusing to continue work if complainant did not cancel the chargeback and pay him an additional $1,000, totaling $1,500. Upon receiving the $1,500, respondent gave complainant a copy of a TBI background report, along with a comprehensive report he drafted on her ex-husband. Complainant then initiated another chargeback, leaving respondent with only the $500 he received in cash. Respondent denies initiating communication with complainant's ex-husband's attorney. Respondent provided information to complainant's ex-husband's attorney upon the attorney subpoenaing him. Respondent provided a copy of the subpoena, which was issued on March 23, 2017. Sometime later, complainant asked respondent to continue working on her case. Respondent refused and told her that he had retained an attorney to sue her for the $1,000 she charged back. Respondent told complainant he would drop his civil suit if complainant paid him $1,000 and deleted her negative reviews. Respondent denies that he threatened complainant or attempted to extort her. In complainant's rebuttal, she claims that respondent's statements are completely false. Complainant still believes that it was respondent who initially contacted her ex-husband's attorney and suggested that they issue a subpoena for documentation gathered during the investigation. Complainant alleges that respondent is being vindictive and that she has evidence to back up her claims. Upon investigation, it appears complainant requested an itemized list of expenses multiple times, and respondent did not provide one. Complainant's other claims could not be substantiated. Recommendation of counsel is to assess a $500 civil penalty with formal charges authorized for violation of Rule 1175-04-.064. The licensee shall not bill a client for services or expenses which have not been provided or incurred. A complete and comprehensive itemized statement of services and expenses must be provided to the client upon request.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion we accept the recommendation of counsel, Larry Flair.
Motion by Larry Flair. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Alan Russo.
Walt.
Second by Walt Valentine. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any discussion?
Walt Valentine,
Aye.
Dr. Rich,
Aye.
David Brown,
Aye.
Rick Jones,
Aye.
Robin Johnston,
Aye.
Larry Flair,
Aye.
Stuart Bain,
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Case number 5 is 2017-036-331. This complaint in 2017-036-351, which will be presented next on the report, were sent for investigation together, as complainant alleges that the respondents worked together in the activity alleged in his complaint. Complainant alleges that respondent illegally took and opened mail out of his mailbox because he is seeing a woman who is going through a divorce. Complainant alleges that his girlfriend's ex-husband hired the respondent to do this in order to prove that complainant was residing with ex-husband's ex-wife. In respondent's response, she states that she was hired by complainant's girlfriend's ex-husband's attorney to investigate a post-divorce matter. Complainant alleges that respondent worked in tandem with the respondent in complaint number 2017-036-351, which she denies. Respondent states that she conducted drive-by surveillance and initiated 3 trash retrievals, 2 at respondent's girlfriend's home and 1 at complainant's condo. Respondent states at no point in time was mail ever taken from any person's mailbox. Respondent provided pictures of the mail that was taken in her response. Respondent also provided a letter from the attorney that hired her to conduct the interview. Respondent states in her response that she did not work with a private investigator addressed in complaint number 2017-036-351. The investigative report confirms.
Do we have a motion?
Yeah, I make a motion, Larry Flair, to accept council's recommendation.
Motion to accept by Commissioner Flair,
Second.
second by Rick Jones. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Walt Valentine,
Aye.
Dr. Rich,
Aye.
David Brown,
Aye.
Rick Jones,
Aye.
Robin Johnston,
Aye.
Larry Flair,
Aye.
Stuart Bain,
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Case number 6 is 2017-036-351. This complaint in 2017-036-351 is being correct. 2017-036-331 were sent for investigation together. As the complainant alleges that they worked together in the activity alleged in his complaint. The complainant, as outlined in the above summary for complaint number 2017-036-331, alleges that respondent illegally obtained mail from his mailbox while investigating whether or not he lives with this girlfriend. Respondent responds to the complaint and states that he has never conducted surveillance at complainant's home, nor has he ever obtained pieces of complainant's mail or any other person's mail during any investigation. The investigator was unable to make contact with the complainant. Recommendation is to close. Sorry, what was that? Recommendation is to close as the allegations were not substantiated by the investigation.
Do we have a motion?
Yeah, Larry Flair, make a motion to accept the recommendation of council.
Commissioner Flair to accept the motion,
Second.
second by Walt Valentine. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Unopposed?
Walt Valentine,
Aye.
Dr. Rich,
Aye.
David Brown,
Aye.
Rick Jones,
Aye.
Robin Johnston,
Aye.
Larry Flair,
Aye.
Stuart Bain,
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
This is number 7.
Motion carries.
I'm sorry, motion carries. I'm half
Got ahead
asleep.
of myself. Cases number 7 and 8 are 2017-037-861 and 2017-049-701. Complainant alleges that respondent falsely reported an assault on a background check with a property management company, which caused him to be denied housing. Complainant also alleges that respondent is unlicensed. Respondent responded to the complaint and states that they are in the pre-employment and tenant screening business. Respondent states that they did not report an assault or any other criminal activity to their client, but they did recommend that complainant's application be rejected due to unpaid landlord debt. Respondent further states that complainant could not be approved due to failure to provide proof of income. Respondent included the report that was sent to their client. The respondent told the investigator during the course of the investigation that they only conduct internet research using public record information and that they do not conduct investigations in Tennessee. Recommendation for both complaints is to close as the allegations were not substantiated by the investigation.
Do we have a motion?
I move to approve.
I'll second. Motion to approve by Commissioner Valentine, second by Commissioner Jones. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Walt Valentine.
Aye.
Dr. Rich.
Aye.
David Brown.
Aye.
Rick Jones.
Aye.
Robin Johnston.
Aye.
Larry Flair.
Aye.
Stuart Bain.
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Case number 9 is 2017-050701. This complainant alleges that respondent is living out of state and working as a private investigator. The complaint does not allege any violation of the private investigation laws or rules, and respondent is actively licensed. All attempts to reach respondent were unsuccessful. Therefore, there is no response to this complaint. Recommendation is to close.
We have a motion.
Larry Flair, make a motion to accept council's recommendation to close the case.
Stuart Bain, second.
Motion by Commissioner Flair, second by Stuart Bain. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Walt Valentine.
Aye.
Dr. Rich.
Aye.
David Brown.
Aye.
Rick Jones.
Aye.
Robin Johnston.
Aye.
Larry Flair.
Aye.
Stuart Bain.
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Last case on this legal report is 2017-055611. This complaint was referred from the Division of Consumer Affairs. The complaint alleges that respondent failed to conduct a full investigation as contracted. Complainant alleges that respondent was contracted to provide information about a subject weekly, and after receiving payment of $2,250, the complainant did not receive the information requested. Additionally, complainant alleges that respondent was to attend court dates, but failed to do so. Complainant was seeking return of a portion of the payment. Respondent states that he was never contracted to perform investigative services for complainant and did so. Respondent states that after the subject was arrested by police, he was informed by complainant to hold off on investigation, thereby conserving investigation hours. Respondent states that he compiled and considers his case open and has awaited instructions from complainant. Both parties provided a copy of the contractual agreement. However, the contract does not speak to the frequency of communication between the parties and or the manner in which the investigation will occur. Recommendation is to close as there appears to be no violation.
We have a motion.
I move to approve.
Move we accept recommendation, council.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Valentine, second.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Jones. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Walt Valentine.
Aye.
Dr. Rich.
Aye.
David Brown.
Aye.
Rick Jones.
Aye.
Robin Johnston.
Aye.
Larry Flair.
Aye.
Stuart Bain.
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that concludes the legal report.
Thank you for your report. That's a lengthy one today.
Chairman Brown, would you mind if we call maybe a 10-minute recess?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Thank you.
You live in Jackson. The South.
They were right our town down today. I get a word again. Jump back to that. Okay.
Probably see you next door in your office.
All right, thank you, Nancy.
Session now. Next on the agenda is appearances. Do we have anyone?
Okay, I think we're going to come into my section here with appearances. No, so you don't have one. We did have someone who was going to come, but we didn't have enough information So we asked if we could postpone that. So we're not going to have any appearances today. What we're going to have is my administrative matters. Did everybody get it? Alan, are you still with us? Alan?
I am. I'm sorry. Got to take the mute button off. I'm online.
All right, thank you. Just wanted to make sure. If I'm not mistaken, it's the monthly report that we mail out to email each one of you that you get, because that's what I told Robin and Stuart in the meeting. We send these out in advance so you can take a look at them and see if there's any questions. So we'll just go ahead and go to the monthly report. You have May, June, July, and August, but they're going to be the same. So I'm going to turn over to the 1st to May. First section, private investigators. You had four commission vacancies. That was Alan Russo, who is still with us, David Horton, who is not, Minnie Lane, who is not, and Dr. Rich. And again, I would like to welcome our 2 new commission members who have taken Horton and Lane's position, which is Miss Johnston and Mr. Bain. Thank you very much for serving. And to Dr. Rich and to Alan, thank you for continuing to serve until you get reappointed. We certainly appreciate that. Only thing we had about that, we'll probably go into September. We did have a seminar in Pigeon Forge. We invited all our professions, the alarms, locksmiths, private investigators, and private protective services, which is our guard section. We had a very good turnout. We certainly appreciated that. We did the onboarding to teach how to do the new computer system. And just as another reference, Shauna and Mark went to the alarm convention in Franklin yesterday. We do get asked to attend certain functions, and we do like to go and make our presence and talk to you. The computer system is still new. We're told that to put a new system in, it takes about 5 years to actually get through a good computer system, get it up and running without the kinks that we have, and we're into year 3. So we still have a few kinks here and there. But and we could have done that today for you. We actually went and did the computer slide to show you actually how to get onto the system, how to onboard a new employee, and how to do a renewal. Stuart Bain was the only individual at that meeting from your commission.
Yes, I was.
And we appreciate that too. Thank you. So, rest of you. Just letting you know. Okay. We can move right along.
Duly noted.
I feel the halo growing over my head.
We'll work on that.
I was there, but I was undercover. You just didn't see
Oh,
me.
I didn't see you. Well, sometimes I feel like I know a good little something about the PI, so I might have spotted you in that trash can. You just never know. Oh, we'll move on to the budget review. Now, bear with me, but we do have new commission members, so if I'm redundant, please forgive me for that. Every July 1, we must start over our budget over with a 0 balance. It is how we end in June of the following year. Actually just went up to the Hill for the sunset meeting, and your commission was rolled over to 2023. So you will be with us for a while. The commission will. So to take a look at your budget, which I will present to you every month. I don't want you to be too alarmed about it, but you're already in a negative balance the first month. Your balance is $4,410 in the red for the month of July. But like I said, just don't become alarmed at that. We've got a whole year to go through, and you'll see sometimes there'll be a high, another low. We have an ebb, goes back and forth. It is actually how we end at the end of the year. You did have, for your polygraph examiners, we took in $500. For your private investigators, we took a revenue of $10,375, which gave us a total of $10,875 in revenue. But we had some, it looks like we had some expenses we had to occur in July that was left over from last fiscal year. That's why you're in a negative. I don't really anticipate any problems there, but I will keep you informed. And if I see any trends, we'll talk about it. Is there any questions about that?
Yes. What are the Edison expenditures? Is that the computer?
Yes, sir. The new computer system is called CORE, C-O-R-E, but Edison, yes, Edison expenditures, that's where your hotel bills are going to go, those expenses. That's where any of the expenses are actually entered into the computer system, which is that section that of expenses is called Edison. You'll see Edison expenditures, administrative cost backs.
How much of the Edison was carried over from the previous year?
$9,665 from what I can tell.
All of it?
Well, it could be, or else they could have tacked you on some for July, but they didn't break it out for me. They just gave me that total that you're seeing. And then you have your cost backs, legal cost backs, investigations. We don't do field enforcement. And then you have your customer services, actually our Zendesk. For our new commission members, we have a new phone system, and it's referred to as Zendesk, Zendesk. If a consumer calls in, they call into the call center, and they'll get someone sitting there at the call center, and it's called the Zendesk Customer Service Center, which is right across the hall from where we are sitting. I think they've got like 6 or 8 people that answer the telephone. You have our direct numbers, or mine, and that email. So if you have any questions, you need to come through me, not through the Zendesk. Anything else, Mr. Valentine? Actually, I don't know. I don't know what the July is versus what the carryover, but you didn't have $9,000 in the month of July. The legislative update I've already done there. Correspondence, I don't have any correspondence from anyone.
Cody, if you don't mind, can I
please
just right back to the legislative update? Well, it's not actually legislation, but I did want to let the commission know that on Wednesday, I did go to the Joint Government Operations Committee on the proposed rules, and we did get a positive recommendation for that, and they will go into effect in October. Excuse me. The polygraph rules. I'm sorry, that we voted on and we sent through. They will be effective in October. There will be a notification coming out in the email blast. So if you're not signed up for Ms. Johnson and Mr. Bain, if you're not signed up for e-Notify to get that information, that's how we will alert the public that those new rules are in effect. So these were the rules that changed the specific type of exams that polygraph interns had to observe. It raised the number of charts that they had to sign from 2 to 3, and then it added the American Association of Police Polygraphists as a qualified program provider. Did I say the association right? Okay. So those were the changes. And as far as the rule process, once it's gone through our office, the Attorney General's office, the Governor's office, at the very end, you have to go before the Joint Government Operations Committee, made up of representatives and senators, and they look at the proposed rule and make a recommendation as to whether or not it should be effective as it relates to protecting the public if it's necessary. And we did get that positive recommendation on Wednesday.
You go on record for our court reporter because you came in between the 2 attorneys moved.
I apologize. I'm also Assistant General Counsel. My name is Ashley Thomas.
I think the next thing we have is the education that we went over this morning with the Education Committee. You want to take that, Mr. Brown, or you want me to do that?
Do you want to handle it and go through the summary of it, what we did?
Madam Director, before you start, Matt, I got a quick question about, the counselor said that we got a positive from the Hill. Will we be required to vote on again, or it'll automatically, those rules are going into effect in October? Is that what I understood you to say?
Yes, sir. We don't have to vote on that again.
Okay, thank you.
And I think that was really just housekeeping, wasn't it? Those rules.
Yeah, there were a few changes.
A few changes, yeah. Mr. Richards is not here to go over that. He is our polygraph individual. All right. I'm going to read into the record what we did at the Education Committee. We had a course, TJCSA, West Grand Division Mini Conference for James Truelove, Truelove. He wanted 20 hours for individual continuing education. We gave him 12 hours because that's all he would need. That was approved. You have the TAI, Tennessee Association of Investigators, SPIDER investigations, contract and procurement fraud. This was kind of odd. The gentleman asked for 6 hours, but all we saw was the 1 hour. So the committee said, I'm going to go back and take a look at that and talk with the representatives that sent this in, see if we can get some more information. We know we are going to approve it for the hour, but if they needed additional hours and we came up to an agreement, I would go ahead and give them credit for the additional hours. Then we have TALPI, Tennessee Association of Licensed Professional Investigators, Understanding Contextual Bias, CONTEXTUAL. They wanted 2 hours of continuing education, which was approved. TALPI, the Tennessee Association of Licensed Professional Investigators, again, lawful use of force for PIs, which was a 2-hour course, which was approved. The same association submitted another course for social media, 2 hours for continuing education, was approved. This association sent another one just on ethics. It was for 2 hours. And then they sent one in on digital forensic investigations, which got approved. They sent in 2 more, and one was searches and process serving for an hour and a half, and search. Well, it was 2 different ones for searching and process serving. Both of them were given an hour and a half each, which was voted on. Yes. Then we have the Federal Defender of Eastern Tennessee sentencing update, defending those who defend us, and charm school and ethics. This was by Brian Hackett. There's 2 of them there. The second one was for the 2 hours, and then there was another one for 2 hours. There was the same topics. The first one was on 9/21 of 16. The second one was 12/14 of 16, and both of those courses were approved. The third one, University of Tennessee College of Law, Days of Futures Past, is Brian Hackett for another one for 8 hours. All of those courses were approved by the committee. Now, Mr. Brown, if you would take the vote for the
Do we
commission.
have a motion to approve the report, please, education report?
I'll make a motion that we approve.
Motion to approve the education report by Commissioner Flair. Second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Walt Valentine. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Walt Valentine.
Aye.
Dr. Rich.
Aye.
David Brown.
Aye.
Rick Jones.
Aye.
Robin Johnston.
Aye.
Larry Flair.
Aye.
Stuart Bain.
Aye.
Alan Russo.
Aye.
Next on the agenda is
The ayes have it.
I'm sorry, ayes have it. I'll learn this sooner or later. Next on the agenda is unfinished business. Do we have any?
Well, actually, we don't have any unfinished business, but what the committee has said, some of these courses were presented to us after the courses have been taken, and they are supposed to be presented to the commission before they are taken. So we're going to administratively, we're going to take a look at that. Perhaps we need to send out a mailing or something to the PIs to refresh their memory about how to submit courses for approval to the commission.
As we said before, it makes it tough on the staff because a lot of times they're waiting for a renewal time to do this, and it doesn't give them a lot of turnaround time in case there's questions.
Especially if you're depending on me to bring this to the commission and you're getting ready to expire and I have to cancel a commission meeting, well, you're not getting credit. I mean, your renewal will come up before I could get the next commission meeting together. So we'll be taking a look at that administratively.
Any new business?
I don't have any new business.
We get to continue education permit participation form. Anybody for that? Adjournment. Do we have
Make a motion? We adjourn.
As usual, Commissioner Flair, and we have second by Commissioner Johnston. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned. Oh, I'm sorry. Got to vote. I'm learning. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Walt Valentine?
Aye.
Dr. Rich?
Aye.
David Brown?
Aye.
Rick Jones?
Aye.
Robin Johnston?
Aye.
Larry Flair?
Aye.
Stuart Bain?
Aye.
Alan Russo?
Motion
Aye.
carries.
No, thank you.
We're adjourned.
Director Cody,
Yeah.
I have a